Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. Today, we're doing the Spartan Blades Pallas, or Pallas. I don't know how to say it. Pallas, I think. Pallas was the Titan god of war in Greek mythology, and this thing lives up to its name. Now, I'm going to give you some specs real quick. The designer was Curtis Iovito. I probably butchered that. My apologies, Curtis. Blade steel CPM S45VN. Blade length 3 3/4 inches. Blade width 5/32, so it's pretty stout. Handle length 5 inches. Freaking love that. Handle material is 6061 aluminum. It is a drop point with a Rockwell hardness of 59 to 61. It weighs 4.736 ounces. I absolutely love Spartan blades. Certified fanboy. Before we get into the video though, 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, I love you. You have a place here. Do not fight this fight alone. We back to blue over here. We support Leo. How you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So guys, over the past couple days on my break and lunch at work, I filmed a little bit of this footage. Now, this is some old jeans. I don't know where the owner's at. I don't care. What I wanted to do with this knife, like we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks, when it comes to pocket knives and things like that, it's not really my forte. I love carrying them. I love using them. But I'm learning and learning and learning every day. So instead of calling this like a full review or testing, let's just call it what it is. It's a demonstration. So in this video, you're going to see a lot of different materials cut. Now, this does have a button lock. The action on this thing, you can see how pretty it is. And I will show you several times throughout the video. I'll give you plenty of good looks at the knife. The button lock is very, very secure. It flips, so it's got a flipper tab. It's got ambidextrous thumb studs. Now it is designed for right hand carry, tip up. It has ambidextrous thumb studs. The 5-inch handle just really, really, really is perfect in my hand. Now, let me say this. Let me head this off at the pass. Somebody's going to say, Scab, is it good for self-defense? If a couple of former SF guys start a knife company and they name a knife after the Titan god of war, then odds are, if you're a betting man, yes, unless you're a moron, it is good for self-defense. It is fast on the deployment. It locks up easily. That lock is very, very secure, and I'm going to show you some things from here. This is one of those canvas type bags. Very, very, very tough material. We have, there in the background, you see the sandblast pot and the hopper above it. Buy the silica sand in bulk, and this is one of those just hacking sacks that comes in. So I wanted to show you a couple different things. The things we cut before was just some plastic on some paper bags full of sand. Now, these are everyday uses. That's what I wanted to show. There's my ass. I didn't really want to show that, but I know many people are glad I'm dead. Now, right here, we're going to do the Donnie B all day drop test, do some nice 2 or 3 foot drops. I'm not as tall as Donnie. And then we're going to do a couple hard downward throws. Now, do this for a couple of reasons. One is, yes, we check the balance of the knife. But 2, I want to check the tip. I want to check the edge. Does it roll? There, I just threw it down like a dumbass. Does the lock hold in place? That's big on a pocket knife. It really, really is. It checked all the balances there. Very well balanced knife. Fits good. No hot spots. We cut a lot of different materials during this video. I wanted to demonstrate just everyday knife use. I think that gets left out a lot of times, and I wanted to show as much as I could. Now, throughout the video, we are going to cut a bunch of wood. You'll see me go back to that repeatedly. Now, I did not baton in this video. I didn't feel it was necessary because we do some different stuff in this one. The thought did cross my mind, though, if I was going to pair this knife, if I was going to carry this knife in the woods or for whatever, on some kind of trip, what would I pair it with? I think the perfect knife would be the Spartan Blades Harzy Defensa. I think that would be an absolutely perfect combo. You could do some batoning with the Defensa, all kind of stuff, and do some game prep with this, dress out an animal with this one. This is a great knife. It is a drop point. It's got a beautiful design. Now here we're going to do the John Peters stab test, where we stab the sidewall of a tire. And it works pretty good. And again, we do this test again to check the tip, check the edge a little bit, but to see if there's any hot spots in that handle. And I can tell you there is none. It is not a slick handle. Had very, very good grip on it. There is some jimping on the back of the blade that's pretty comfortable, but I'm going to show you, you'll see me point to it. There's like a little thumb ramp there above the jimping that I really like. Now we took a couple of different grips while we did some hard downward stabs, but you can see I'm not bringing it up over my head and coming down like a madman. Just some quick, 8 to 9 inch drops. A great stabber. Now I mentioned Donnie B all day, my brother from another mother. He is marching to 10,000. If you're not subscribed to DBAD, go subscribe right now to DBAD. Donnie B all day. It's free, dude. I'll put a link in the description. Now this is our zip tie test. I never thought this test would take off, but guys, I get a lot of comments of guys, hey man, cut zip ties every day. You wouldn't believe the damage it can do to the edge of your knife. It did no damage to this one. This is my first kind of run with S45VN. I got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed. Now, it does have a titanium arrow clip on it, and see, got the deployment there is just absolutely awesome. We did 2 or 3 hard downward whacks. Right there, open and closes, perfect. Absolutely no looseness in the blade. It held up really, really well. Now, right here, just cutting some plastic. Guys, 9 times out of 10, if a guy's carrying a pocket knife, especially like in a work environment, you're going to carry, and you're going to carry something that you can cut whatever with. This knife cut plastic, it cut canvas, it cut denim, it cuts a water hose here in a little bit. It cut a lot of wood. The edge held up very well. At the very end, we're going to do our paper cutting test just to see how well the edge held up. Right here, just it slices. This thing is a super slicer. Now you can see right there, I'm moving my thumb all around. I got it on the jimping there. And here in a minute, I am going to slide it up. For me, sliding it up in that little ramp area, you see it right there on the blade, was much more comfortable. Now, we just cut stuff. We cut stuff through the whole video. This is Megan's Life Water box. And yes, I threw it in the recycle bin, darling. But I wanted to make a lot of different cuts. I really wanted to wear on this blade. And throughout the video, you'll see me doing a lot of slicing. You really will. There's a point to that. I wanted to see, one, could we dull it real quick? And remember guys, when we're doing these tests, when we're doing all this stuff, there's a couple of hours that goes into each video. So it's not just 5 or 10 cuts. I mean, we cut consistently, and I try to show you as much as I can. Again, the ergonomics of the handle are perfect. The flipper tab there, you can see, acts as a guard. So even if the lock did fail, which I can't imagine it would, you have a guard there. Nice little thing. That's the other thing that I love about flipper. I love fidget knives, but I love fidget knives that are well built. This is a well built, there it is right there. See that? And I don't even know that that's a ramp, but for me, it's a perfect place for my hand when doing some whittling. And guys, let me encourage you. I've told y'all this time and time again. I am a novice at best. But one thing that I try to do every single day of my life is whittle. Just use various knives and get out and whittle. And you should too. You say, Gav, I know how to use a knife. That's awesome. I'm glad. You can get better. And I've been amazed at how just getting out every day, using different knives, different sizes, different blade shapes, different steels, what you can learn and how to manipulate the knife. Now right here, we're just making some little curly cues. If we needed to make a fire, again, we could. Lock held up very well. The lock's not going to give, but I want to point out several things. We're not dealing with a fixed blade here. Now, did we do super hard use? Did medium, but I don't like abusing knives. Abusing knives proves nothing. I've been asked, Gab, once you do the side-to-side test where you slam it in the stump, because I'd break every knife I had, And unless I'm careening down a 3-foot drop and need to jam a knife into a tree to stop myself, I don't see the point in it. Which, by the by, if you're careening down a 3,000-foot drop and got to stab a tree to save yourself, you're probably screwed anyway. So, right here, we're going to go to our water hose. This is just an old beat-up hose. A little tug there, but remember, again, we cut a canvas bag. We've cut open bags of sand with this knife. That'll dull up a knife, guys. I'm just telling you, it will. I've done nothing to the edge. Now, before it goes on to the next reviewer, I'll wipe it down really well with some Eagle's Tears, which I freaking love that product. I'll put some Eagle's Tears on it, I'll sharpen it, I'll hone it, and we'll send it on. But this knife, I'm telling you right now, a lot of times, guys, and everybody, I think, at one time or another might have been guilty of this. We look at a price tag. I think this is the upper twos. I know for the S35VN version, it's like $285. I'm not 100% sure on the S45. Rusty, if you would, just put a price in there for us. But I know a lot of times, guys, we'll buy an expensive knife and we buy it to show. To me, that's pointless. I use my knives. Hashtag we use ours. And if I'm going to use it, I want to make sure it works. But I don't want to abuse the knife. Abuse does nothing. That's why we try to do these little demonstrations. Some we go harder on, some we don't. It's not a matter of trying to save the knife. This knife, I honest to God, would take camping, take hunting, take fishing. I love that open design right there. I love that. It's made it super easy to clean this week. I've had it in all kind of environments, all kind of situations. Spartan Blades does some of the best coatings. Now this is a stonewash edge or blade, I believe. It's not coated, but I have to comment on their coatings. Having a background in coatings, I'm very, very hard on different coatings. Spartan Blades knocks it out of the park. Now, again, this knife isn't coated. I think they use the Sparta coat on a lot of their knives. They do a fantastic job. And again, I am an admitted fanboy. I love Spartan Blades. I have a grill knife, and I haven't said much about this. I have a Spartan grill, and it's the Harsey folder. I'm just going to be honest with you. I love Mr. Bill. He has been awesome. And let me tell you something. Bill Harsey is a massive fan of the guys at Spartan Blades. I've had the privilege of talking to Bill on the phone 3 or 4 times now, and not one time do we talk does he not mention Spartan Blades, the guys there, the quality, and how honored he was and is to have designed some knives for them. So that Spartan Harsey, that is a grill knife for me. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll have one soon. Now right here, I'm just going to show you a bunch of different deployments, okay? I like doing this particular test. Y'all usually see this at the front, but here's the truth, guys. When we come to the paper cutting, this is at the end. So we've cut all this stuff. How does this edge hold up? Well, looks like it holds up pretty damn well to me. Now, you will also know that I am the worst paper cutter in the world, hands down, and I hear collective amen all over the country. The knife's edge held very well. To me, this is a 10 out of 10. I love this knife, love Spartan Blades. It's awesome. Well, guys, we're towards the end. December 3rd, 6 o'clock, Neve's Knives. You need to be there. Knives Live kicks off tomorrow. It's important that we get in there for knife rights. Please support that. Please participate. Mikey says everything's going to be all right, and Mikey's true. I'm Scab. You're not. And I'm gone, son.